We picked up our first win of the season yesterday. We unfortunately weren't able to make it 2, but hopefully today we can. We've Stoke, Forest, Swansea, Brighton and Wigan today. I'm going to be playing the first 3 and simming the final 2. Brighton are top of the table, so fuck that. And Wigan are the second highest team of those that we're currently set to play. So I've decided that the 3 played games for this month will be Swansea in 15th, Forest in 10th, and Stoke, who are 14th. And that's going to be the first one that we play today. So hopefully we can crack on and get ourselves some good points today. We got 4 yesterday, which was our biggest haul in a single episode at championship level so far. We shall wait and see if we can get ourselves more than 1 point away from the relegation zone in today's episode. Hopefully we can, and hopefully you enjoy. Do drop the video a like if you do, and of course make sure you subscribe with the notification bell ticked. Don't miss an episode. Hit that notification bell. You'll get alerted every time a video goes live, every single day. Hopefully we can earn your notification bell tick by getting 3 points against Stoke. Stoke then. Butland, Bauer, Wimmer, Shawcross, McJanet, Meffert, Allen, Atebo, Zinkernagel, Vokes and Sam Klukas. They beat us heavily in the Cup earlier on in the season. In yesterday's episode, in fact, the chance for a little bit of payback if we can get it. I'd certainly like just some points. I don't care whether it's revenge on a team that have beaten us or we're playing a team that we've beaten every single time we've played them. I will take any points we can get at this stage. So, Stoke, please don't disappoint me. Please let me get myself further away from that bloody relegation zone. Through the gap to Joe Allen. There's Bauer. Inside, around the corner. Joe Allen. Oh, just out of the reach of Cano in the middle. And Sam Vokes gives Stoke City a 1-0 lead in the 10th minute. Nice movement. Nice laid ball across, and, well, he couldn't miss, could he? Stoke take the lead early doors. Sam Vokes has another against us this season after getting, was it 2 in the cup game yesterday, I think? Certainly not our biggest defeat of the season so far. That came later on in the episode against Barnsley. But never mind. We'll kick on. We'll try and get ourselves back involved. Just because we've had an early setback doesn't mean that's us out of the game entirely already. Wilson, who's slotted into the first team in that left-back slot very nicely indeed. Here's Don Brown, turning brilliantly. Surely the equaliser, says Martin Tyler. Jack Butland says absolutely not. Campos delivers the corner. Up we go. Collins. Oh, it's gone in. I think it went off Wimmer. It might be an own goal. Nathan Collins is claiming it, but we will need to see a replay there, please. Against his former team. It was Stoke that we got Collins from, wasn't it? Or Stoke that he left to join us, I believe. Yes, it has hit Wimmer, certainly. Headed by Collins on target. Keeper's tipped it, which has probably thrown Wimmer off. Tipped it onto the inside standing leg of Kevin Wimmer. An own goal, it has gone down as, so it must have been off target initially. Maybe the camera angle didn't do us any favours in judging where the ball was going to end up. Looked like it was spinning just inside the post, but the keeper tipped it onto the leg of the defender. Maybe that's why it's gone down as the own goal. I'm not sure. Vokes brushes off Cano. Oh, big save by Big Will Norris. Love that. Really, really strong save with the feet there. Atebo has stepped in and taken that off me. And Norris has to use his hands this time. Don't throw it away, Ches. Sam Klukas to take the corner. Whipped well. Up we go. Collins wins it well. 2 former Stoke players playing for us in this game, with Julian and Goy up top as well. And will bring it down and look for his Belgian teammate. Here's Campos, our scout future star of Season 3. Not able to find Jack Rolls, unfortunately. Half an hour played. We're back level against Stoke, and that gives me confidence that we might still be able to get something from this. Allen to Atebo again. Don Brown is with Sam Vokes here. Atebo's made the run through. He's laid it across, and Cano will get rid. Looking to Swept me again. Stoke City. It worked the first time, not on that occasion. Adebayo just not got the strength to hold off Bauer. Folks, Zinkernagel, little back heel. That's nicely played with the 1-2. Drawn my defence this way. Then the next. And Etebo wins the header against Kyle Noyle. And we are behind again. Good football from Stoke City down that right-hand side. Delivery is really well whipped. And unfortunately, Etebo was just right place, right time. Gets the run on Kyle Noyle, who's never going to win a physical encounter against someone that's as powerful as Etebo. And we trail again. But if we can come behind, or come from behind once, we can come from behind again. Etebo whips the free kick really well, but thankfully we deal with it. And Ngoy on the counter could set us up. Make a run for me, Victor. He has done, and he's played in, and we'll knock it further for Campos to race onto it, and we're in behind. Ryan Shawcross not the fastest, can't cope with the pace of Campos into the middle. Adebayo blocked. Adebayo again. Did that come off him? Oh no. It's skewed wide. So close to a second for us and another equaliser. It's been a while. Oh, Vimmer headed it against Adebayo, I think there. It's been a while since Victor scored a goal in a played game. He had a couple of good chances missed yesterday. And I could really do with him stepping up in today's episode. Otherwise, Abadia might find himself into the starting lineup. Brown to Etebo. How is that for an aggressive interception? Brown with a nice interception of his own. Just ping this out wide with Jack. He finds Campos, who finds Ngoy. Is he fouled? There he is. Shawcross came through the back of him. There's been a red card elsewhere, but we're only worried about what's going on here at the minute. I'll try and play this to Ngoy, who's on the edge of the box. That's where I aimed it. Anyway, Campos turns well. Finds rolls. Around the corner here. Sheyoto. Oh, he was not offside. He was level. Come on. Give me a break. He's level. He's level. He's... Crying out loud, Lino. Give me a break. Yes, there are still 20 minutes to go, Martin Tyler. But we do still trail. And Ngoy, Abadia's making the run. And he's in. Abadia! Oh! Level! Abadia is going to start against Nottingham Forest. I've not yet done it. But last season, before his injury, someone put a comment in the comment section. Obviously, we've got that he's magic, you know, for Adebayo. Someone came up with the, if you remember the Eiffel 65 song years ago, he said, I'm blue, Abadia Badai. Abadia Badai. It's terrible, but it really would catch on a terrace, wouldn't it? 2-2. Abadia Badai. Joe Allen back to Zinkernagel. He's had a good game for Stoke here. Sheyoto trying to win it back, though. Not been overly impressed with Sheyoto so far. He's been decent, but his overall performances haven't necessarily won me over. So I might give, I'd have to compare their stats, but I might give Ethan Clark a start in the next game as well on the left-hand side of midfield, potentially. Sheyoto is decent, though, but he feels a little bit like Tavernier of last season, where he's a higher rating than the majority of the other players, but doesn't really show that. Although, to be fair, he's only 70, not 73 or 74 like Tavernier was, so maybe I shouldn't expect too much. But regardless, I'm contemplating giving some of the other youngsters we have in the side the opportunity, just like we have done with Wilson at left-back, and we haven't regretted that yet. So maybe we won't maybe we won't regret giving Ethan Clark, or maybe even Charlie Robinson, a go on the left-hand side in our starting lineup. But Abadia off the bench again to give us an equaliser against Stoke and earn us a point against the side that were higher than us in the division. Luton draw as well, frustratingly. Going to have to keep an eye. I don't know whether we should. I keep looking out for everybody else's results, but at the minute, this early on, not we should have won. I can understand the team's frustration. At this stage of the season, I don't know as we should really be paying too much attention to other teams' results around us. We should just concentrate on our own, and then from there, we can see what we can do. Sheyo's is up to 71 now. He has been good. Let's give Ethan Clark a go, though. And Abadia is going to go in for Adebayo. Let's have a look at what the goal scoring stats are like, actually, for our team. So, goals. Adebayo has just the one. 5 assists, which is very good. But just the one goal. That's not good enough. Abadia has 2 in 8. The majority of which from the bench too. Oh, don't do this to me, Victor. I want you to be with us all the way to the Premier League if you can be. Don't pressure yourself, Dom. Don't worry, mate. We're going to try our best to stay up. You're only on loan. You can always go back to Liverpool at the end of the season and not worry too much about us getting relegated. I would like to buy you back at some point in the future, and sooner rather than later, hopefully. So if we can avoid relegation and avoid adding an extra season between us and getting up to the Premier League to buy Don Brown back, then that'd be preferred. A loan offer for Elliot Griffiths. He seems to be in high demand this season for some reason. He's not getting any first team football for me though, but we've got a 2-week international break before the game against Nottingham Forest, so everybody will be at full stamina. We can train Abadia, and Adebayo's heading accuracy goes up. Abadia's heading accuracy too, and his attack positioning is up, as is Harvey Nibbs' shot power. Some good growth for our strikers. We're not yet hit a great vein of goal scoring form, but we're doing enough to keep ourselves outside the relegation zone at present. 2 points now the gap between us and the bottom 3. Let's try and extend that further now with a game away from home at the City ground. Alright, Bryce Sam is still in goal for Forest at this stage of a save. Ryan Yates in their midfield. Not even going to try and pronounce Frankowski's first name. Carvalho can behind Da Costa. Junior on the left. Forest are a pretty... Oh, that shadow's awful. Forest are a decent side that you would imagine would be a top half championship team. But that doesn't mean we can't take some points off them. Ethan Clark starting well. Abadia into Ngoy. But we can't build our first chance of the game. But Ethan Clark certainly making a good impression in the first few moments. Let's hope he can keep that up for the full game. Frankowski is in behind. That's a hell of a cross. Cano with the acrobatic clearance. Wilson will try and win this header and has done so well. And Brown will just get rid of it. Anywhere will do for me in situations like that at the minute. Tariq down the line. Frankowski could deliver again. Tariq, he delivers this time. Well, I was in control of Collins, but it was Cano that came across again to make the clearance. Carvalho to deliver the ball into the middle. Forest keeping some pressure on here, but Will Norris will relieve that pressure with a good catch. Da Costa turns well. Don Brown's in the way. Collins takes the ball away from both of them. Where's Ethan Clark? Nowhere to be seen, unfortunately, on the left-hand side. Okay, we'll switch it to the right then, shall we? Frustrating, because we had the opportunity to counter there. Now Forest have got all their defenders back in position. Noyle will get that through the gap there to Rolls, whose touch is good, as is the pass. Campos could look through there for Ngoy. Will look for Rolls. And he's gotten away here. Jack Rolls! Shot well enough struck, but couldn't get the power behind it I needed due to the attentions of the defender next to me. First chance for us of the game, though. Drawing a save out of Bryce Samba. Hopefully we can continue that theme up for the remainder of the game as well. Carvalho inside to Lago Junior as they try and get a chance of their own here. Da Costa, Azuni, lofted beautifully over to Dariqua. Cushion down to Frankowski, who's chipping it up. Getting a little bit fancy here. Away by Don Brown. The pressure's relieved on our backline for the time being. Both sides being quite creative here. I've been sold by Carvalho there. Absolutely committed when I shouldn't have. And again. Here's Azuni. He's got passing options. I missed him with Cano. We got it that time. Counter-attack. Ethan Clark is there with me. Abadia is forward too. Decent pass by Rolls. Abadia's got the pace to get to it. He's got the strength to hold off the defender. I'm not sure. Finds Ethan Clark under control and into the back of the net. Well, there's your impact. Abadia into the starting lineup after scoring off the bench in the last game. Assists for the man that's starting a game for the first time in the first 11. In for Shea Ojo. Abadia was the pace. Ethan Clark, good touch, smart finish. We lead away from home against Forest. Oh, it's a lovely ball over the top. Oh, it's brought down beautifully by Junior as well. And he's turned again. Oh, denied what would be a beautiful solo goal there, Junior. And it's a goal kick as well. Oh, I'm sorry, pal. I almost wish he'd scored that. That was absolutely brilliant. If we could have that level of creativity and genius, then we'd be... Oh, he's fallen over. We'd be doing better this season than we are right now, but we're currently 1-0 up here. And so far, standing firm. Junior... Oh, what a through ball. Da Costa trying to lessen his options. Flattened by Nathan Collins, and a deserved yellow card incoming. Oh, dearie me. Wipe out. Carvalho lofts it towards the back post, where there was a man waiting for it. It's just that that man was Will Norris. Going to keep a 1-0 lead till the break, thankfully. Nice little turn there by Campos. I don't utilise skill moves that much, or certainly haven't done in this save. We haven't had many players that have had 4-star skills for me to utilise, really. And Goy turns well. Abadia looking to get another assist. Rolls us in. Jack Rolls! Oh, cracker! A cracker jack from Mr. Rolls. Cambridge 2, Nottingham Forest 0. This would be a massive 3 points if we can get it. Another game that we could really do something decent in. Cross here to Dariqua, whipped into the middle and away by Cano. This feels rather familiar to yesterday's episode, doesn't it? Draw the first game, win the second game with a dominant, powerful performance. I hope, A, we can see this game out to at least match the result, and then B, I hope that we can... Oh, we might be able to get a third here. Campos, we have got a third here. We're matching the dominance of the Luton game as well. I hope then that in the third played game against Swansea, we don't lose like we did to Cardiff yesterday. Russell. A little bit fancy with his dribbling, but it's not helping his team out at all because his passing is not good enough to actually find a teammate on the back of it. Maris forward there to Ngoy, around the corner for Campos, driving forward. Ngoy's there in the middle. I'll look for him here. And the touch, oh, was good, but perhaps I should have let it run. Good opportunity to finish the game off well and truly with a fourth. 3, I'm certain, will be enough to get another victory here. And we were talking about Campos's consistent performance and how we were looking for consistent performances. Well, at the minute, we're replicating yesterday's results. Drawing the first game, winning the second. So we are really consistent so far this season. Just we're not consistent enough with our... Oh, it's a fourth. We're not consistent enough with the regularity of our victories to actually drive up the table. We're doing just enough consistently to stay slightly above the relegation zone. But we need to take that consistent level from here to there. And hopefully that's what will happen over the course of the season. We'll solidify and just edge away from the relegation zone in the first half of the year, and hopefully we can push towards mid-table safety in the second half of the season. But these victories, when they come, seem to be rather emphatic. We didn't win a game for 8, and then the 2 wins that we have gotten have been 4-0 and more than likely 4-0. It's really weird. Collins through the gap to Maris. Yates just ran through George there, unfortunately, but with minimal time remaining, hopefully we can keep hold of this clean sheet. We've been keeping more... yes, we will. We've been keeping more than we were so far this season. So I'm pleased with getting more clean sheets than we're used to. If we can keep that up, then we will push further away from that relegation zone. I'm intrigued to see where this result puts us, but really solid performance away from home. Hopefully other sides around us faltered and we could really rocket up the table. We've been just 1 or 2 points above the relegation zone throughout the season. I won't say the scoreline wasn't unfair to them because we were dominant. We couldn't really have scored any more than we did, so I have to answer the other way. How difficult was it to find a way past their defensive lineup? It wasn't easy. We just played our game. And thankfully, on this occasion, everything fell into place for us. Transfer offer for Wright from Lens in France. That's going to be a swift no, I'm afraid. Wright is a player that hopefully will continue to grow well for us. But at this particular moment in time, I'm not looking to sell him on. What was the last? I can't even remember what the last training session I did was. Regardless, let's head now into the game against Swansea. We'll play with this team. I'll actually take Clark out of there now and put Shea Yojo into this team instead. And then we'll take it from there. I'll start Shea Yojo ahead of Evans or Davies on that right-hand side. Charlie, actually, continue editing. Let's put Adebayo in here ahead of Abadia, because Abadia obviously is now in the starting lineup. Make those two changes permanent with regards to both teams. Right, let's head to the game against Swansea now then, and see if we can't build on it yet again. We're still slightly further away from the relegation. In fact, we're 5 points away from the relegation zone now. It's only 2 points to 21st, but there's a bit of a gap opening up between the bottom three and those above them. And there's a bit of a gap opening up between us and everybody else above us. There's 3 points up to 15th even, with Stoke. So we're kind of best of the bottom few at the minute. Let's try and build on that and see if we can't get ourselves into being slightly more than just those bottom few. Swansea then, Stephen Bender in goal, Anthony Blundell, Alex Pritchard involved in their attack, Matt Grimes with the captain's armband, still Declan John at left back. They're not... How Swansea made it to the Premier League was phenomenal. And the way that the style of football they played when they got there and on the way up as well was very, very impressive. We're kind of hoping to replicate their rise through the table or rise through the leagues. And similarly, Hull City, who managed to go from the old Division 3, which is now League 2, and up to the Premier League. That's the sort of journey we're hoping to emulate, only to stay at the Premier League longer, obviously, and to be much more effective at the top end of the table in the Premier League as well when we get there. Or at least solidify to start off with and not constantly be threatened by relegation and then go back down. We do want to win the top division with Cambridge United, obviously, and we want to win European trophies too, and we will be able to do that more regularly than Swansea and Hull had the opportunity to in real life, but the initial start and rise through the tables from them was very inspiring over the last few seasons. They haven't quite been able to live up to similar levels of ability, but they're still two very capable championship level sides. We will play Hull later on in the season, but for now it's the Swans we're dealing with, and Mitov makes a very smart save to deny the Welsh side the chance to go 1-0 up early doors. Mayer delivers again, and Ojo wins the header at the near post. Roberts will keep that in, will he, or will he settle for another corner? No, he did keep it in, and Wright clears that away, and that'll be my throw. Thank you very much. Robinson to Nibs. We'll switch this. Get it out there to Shea Yojo. That's a lovely touch from the Liverpool loanee. And a sharp turn as well. And into Harvey Nibs. Nibs! Oh! Crashing that home! Harvey Nibs arrives on the championship scene. Seems everybody but Adebayo can score goals at the minute. Victor was the main reason why we made it up through the divisions with his goals. But at championship level, his dominance of other defences seems to have stopped. Everybody else is stepping up now, but thankfully they are. We don't have to rely on just one man to score all of our goals for us. Cracking finish from Harvey Nibs. That was phenomenal. Shea Yojo on the right-hand side having a big impact there. It seems that just those slight changes that we've made to both 11s so far in this episode are really paying dividends, but there's still a long way to go for Swansea to get back in it, so let's not get too carried away yet. Stoke went 1-0 up against us early on, and they didn't get the win, so we're not going to count our chickens yet. Conceição trying to get it off him. It's Declan John. Muscled off it, but the cross still comes in. Oh, that was unnecessary, the dive there from Mitov, but the corner will come in short, and Pritchard might cross early doors. No, Shea Yojo wins it back. Well, Shea wants that first team spot back, doesn't he? Playing really well here. We'll just lay that inside there to Nibs. He takes it in his stride well, but can't find the ball across, frustratingly. Maybe I tried to rush that and should have taken my time. Half an hour played-ish. 1-0 still to Cambridge. But Swansea do look dangerous. Oh, given away. Shea Ojo in the way again. Having a good game here. Shea Ojo. Maris will look for Adebiojo, but it's well picked off by Pritchard. Swansea dominating possession. That's what they used to do in those early Premier League days that we were mentioning earlier on in the episode, or earlier on in the game. James Wilding steps in well there. Ojo will find Conceição. Bit of space here for Harvey Nibs. Adebiojo in front of me. Need some support. It's arriving from Conceição, and there's Ojo again. Looking for Adebiojo. He will look for Conceição. Oh, who thumps it home? We lead by 2 against Swansea. Are we finally finding our feet in this division? Page. Through the gap to Nibs. And back to Maris. This is a really good game for us so far. Adebiojo into Nibs. I might have taken it too far. We still had the chance. Rather typical, isn't it, that Adebiojo is still involved in goal getting and picks up another assist in this game. That's what he's been doing so far. He's getting the assists, not the goals. So perhaps I should look at goal contributions, all told, rather than just his goals. But I guess from a striker, I really would like to see the just the goal tally going up, not just the contributions. Robinson will look for what's Adebiojo. Can he prove me wrong? No, unfortunately not. With just half an hour to go, we still have our 2-0 lead. I still feel like it's the right decision to play Abadia ahead of Adebiojo in the starting lineup for now. But if Adebiojo can start to score goals in this second side, or either Abadia or Ngoy start to dry up with regards their purple patch, then, you know, Nibs or Adebiojo could be back in to the starting lineup. It's a really good situation to have, I think, where we're having to make changes to the starting lineup because some players aren't performing, but we have the rather fortuitous position to be that those that are coming in for those players are having an instant impact and positively changing the way that the side is playing. And that hopefully, even though those that have been underperforming are out of the starting lineup, even in this second lineup, they're still having an impact. Shea Ojo and Adebiojo in this game been the 2 best players. Abadia and Ethan Clark in the last game were the 2 best players. So they are performing well, just in different 11s. Hopefully, we can see this game out with a 3rd, and then that will be 6 points for us in 2 back-to-back wins for the first time this season, and 7 points total for the first time this season from our 3-play games. Just, oh, why would you not use your head? Just head that home, mate. And what Shea Ojo's doing there. Adebiojo tries to do the fancy. Doesn't work. Conceição found well. Here's Maris. Oh, regretted playing that pass as soon as I played it, but it actually found his teammate well. Nibs finds Adebiojo. Another assist for Adebiojo. Yep. Cracking finish from Harvey Nibs again. Devastating finish. Really accurate, Harvey Nibs. His finishing is one of his highest rated stats, which is superb for a striker that when they're slightly lower rated and don't necessarily have anything else obvious as a standout stat. It's nice to have the confidence that if a chance does fall to them, they might put it away. And Harvey Nibs has done that on 2 occasions here. We're going to get 2 back-to-back solid victories. Are we turning a corner in the Championship? It's too early to say for sure, but positive signs showing. Nice ball by Price out to Maya. Delivered well. Page, well, not the best clearance ever, was it? But it went away at least. Nibs wins that header well. But with time ticking away, Swansea look like they're unlikely to score a goal. And we might be getting only back-to-back wins, but back-to-back clean sheets. Oh, never mind. Or we might still get back-to-back clean sheets. Yes, still, perhaps, maybe. I'm not sure. Really don't know. A couple of changes coming up here just to waste some time, really, to try and get ourselves over the line. Grimes delivers the cross. Up goes Wildin. Good block by Nibs. We're defending for our lives. And away goes the ball. That's the sort of effort, grit and determination you need in a relegation fight. Survival comes a step closer with another victory. Thanks to some good saves from Dimi Mitov and some good performances from Harvey Nibs, Adebayo and Shea Yojo. We won't shoot up the table with that because we were 3 points below the side that were directly above us. But very impressive finishing performance from Harvey Nibs, clinical in front of goal. And we're being very competitive in the championship now. We stay 16th, but we're now 1 point behind the side above us rather than 3. And Peterborough have lost again. 8 points clear of the drop zone. 8 points off the drop. 10 points off the playoffs. Mid-table stability at the minute. Calm down, Jack. You still very much have your place in the squad. Don't worry. A transfer bid for Harvey Nibs of 10.7 million, but it's from Atalanta. I don't think, especially, obviously put himself in the shop window with that good performance in the last game, but I don't feel like that was an obvious deal that I should accept or negotiate, so we shall be happy enough to reject that. Now, Brighton at home next. They were top of the table with a 3-1 win against Cardiff, a 1-0 win against Stoke, and a draw in their previous games. You would imagine they're still there or thereabouts at the top of the table. We're going to go 1-0 up here through Grant at the beginning of this game. And we might have to settle for a defeat. Sessegnon makes it 2. We will certainly have to settle for a defeat now. Moy makes it 3. So whilst we're good enough to be above the relegation zone in the Championship, which I hoped that we might be, we're certainly nowhere near as good as the teams at the top of the table. There is still a long way to go between us and being good enough to get into the Premier League. But that's the beauty of an RTG. It's taken us 3 seasons to get to this level. Hopefully we can get up quicker than 3 seasons. Hopefully in the second season we'll be able to get ourselves into the Premier League. Second season at this level. No, you cannot have Campos on loan for a year. What are you even doing? Wigan away. We could go just a point behind them with a win in this one. What can we do in the final game of the episode then? They lost their last 2 to Stoke and Cardiff. So they're not in the best of form. And Julian Ngoy leads the line with a 5th-minute goal to give us a 1-0 lead. Rolls picks up a yellow. They equalise through Jamal Lowe. Nathan Collins then gets himself sent off. Which is certainly not going to help matters. Ojowan up top for Abadia, which is an odd decision. Harrison for Clark on the wing as well, which is another odd decision. Well, a 1-1 draw against Wigan isn't the worst, especially considering we had a man sent off. Transfer for Cano from LAFC. Again, I don't feel like MLS is an obvious must accept for a player in Cano's position right now. So we'll be happy enough with how today's episode has gone, I think. 2 draws, 2 wins, and just 1 loss. That's very good for us. 16 games played, 16 points earned. Frustratingly, everybody at the bottom of the table won their game. In fact, might have earned even more points, certainly Huddersfield. That's frustrating. Now the gap to the drop zone is just 4 points. And the gap to the playoffs was 10. It's now 9. Oh. Okay, so we're closer to the bottom whilst simultaneously being closer to the top. That's weird. Never mind. We shall crack on into the month of November in the next episode. Hull, Peterborough United, Newcastle and Bristol City. Oh, Derby Day is around the corner. Bring it on. I'll see you tomorrow.